This is the Form and Function Salon Podcast, and I am your host, Benjamin J. And thanks for tuning in and spending some time with me while we talk about salon reality and life. So, if you haven't yet, if you're enjoying these podcasts, if you haven't yet subscribed, absolutely would love for you to do that. And we would love the 5-star rating. We've gotten a few ratings so far. It's been fantastic. I've been loving the feedback that people have been leaving. All of that helps with discoverability for the show so that we can help impact more people's careers. If you would like to reach out to me personally, you can do that at ben@thehairloftltd.com. I've been loving your notes there and communicating and talking with everybody, so that has been great. With this new podcast, I don't know if you noticed in the first few episodes, I really was trying to pour content out and get it out. You know, we had 3 episodes the first week, had it on Monday. But as we all know, we're in the holiday season right now, and it is insanely busy in the salons. At the same time that we've been doing a lot of salon work, my girlfriend and I, Samantha Plaskanka, who you guys may follow her at Sam Plaskanka on Instagram. She's our director of color education as well as a stylist with us. Her and I bought a new house. And so being busy in the salon, buying a new house, moving, and trying to start a new podcast all at the same time may have not been the best plan, but I was passionate about it, so that's what we did. But anyway, this week I had planned to do a lot of talk and episodes about experience and creating an experience. If you go back to the last episode, that's what we were talking about. And there were a few examples that we had through this process that I think are really important. And this is how I work, where if I get service somewhere, I want to use it as a lesson or think, what can I borrow from this? What does this reinforce? What can I change? So I have 3 examples of pieces of experiences that we had while we were going through our moving process. When we decided to buy a place, we actually found the place before we sold our old place. So we were on a bit of a timeline. Luckily, we were able to find a buyer really, really quickly. And so we had all of our stuff lined up so that we were going to be moving out on a Wednesday and then closing our sale Thursday and then closing our purchase on Friday. So it was pretty important that we had everything lined up properly so that we could move, close, move in. And honestly, at the last minute, we were supposed to close our sale that Thursday, and it was either like Tuesday or Wednesday that our buyer was like, hey, we need to postpone the closing till next week. So of course, like, that doesn't work because that then pushes our move back, that then pushes our purchase back. But at the same time, you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. So you can't really say no because we didn't have time to find a new buyer and all sorts of stuff. It sort of creates a domino effect. But anyway, this is about the movers. So I had the movers lined up. I used this moving company when I first moved to my previous place 5 years ago. And you know what? They did a good job. They were quick. Nothing broke. And so in my mind, that's basically all I'm looking for in terms of having a mover. And so I called them again. Signed up for the same company. Said, you guys did a great job, whatever. When I had to call, and I get 24-hour notice, like I just got stung by having to have this late move. I called them and I said, hey, I'm really sorry, but we're going to have to postpone our move till next week because our buyer's postponing it, blah, blah, blah. And while they were sympathetic and said, oh, we understand, that's too bad, they also didn't really care. They said, we're going to have to charge you for a day rate. And, I get it. Their exact quote to me was, we are a business. And, that quote just, really stung with me. And in the salon at Hairloft, we have never had a cancellation fee. Our policy is pretty open-ended. We prefer to have 24-hour notice. And to be honest, I don't feel that really gets taken advantage of. We don't have a lot of people that are last-minute cancellations. We've never fired a client because they were a last-minute cancellation or persistent cancellation. I often think that it's one of those things that we, as an industry, build up in our minds that it's such an epidemic problem. But to be honest, if you're 100% booked or 80% booked, you still, like, losing one person isn't really a killer of the day, you know? So that's probably a topic that we could get into at a whole nother thing. But I have never felt that I wanted to have a cancellation policy because of this example. Like, okay, so I had to cancel late. They're going to charge me the $99, you know, at least one day rate or whatever it was. But I'm never going to go back. I'm not going to recommend them to people because they didn't do anything above it and beyond to help me out of my situation. Like, so I'm your consumer, and now I feel like I'm being, you know, pulled and pushed around by my buyer because now I got to move this around. I'm already frustrated there, and then you're going to pile on top of that and charge me $99. So, you know, in 5 or 10 years or whenever, I'm not going to come back. But in the meantime, I'm also not going to recommend. So whenever I have clients or friends that are like, hey, do you have a mover? No, I don't have a mover. So I just think that that's important for us to think about in the salon is like, yes, your client canceled, right. You charge her the $100 or $150 because it was a big color service and, you know, we have to preserve our time. But does she come back? Like, you got your $150, but if she was going to come back, she may have paid you $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 over the lifetime of her services. And so being blinded by the micro in the moment picture as opposed to looking at the macro, what is the longevity of this guest or client, I think is something that is really important. So anyway, we got everything set up. We pushed everything to the next week and everything went really well. You know, our closing went good, our purchase went good. And so we ended up moving out on Monday, closed our sale Monday, closed our purchase Monday, and then our move was scheduled to move in on Tuesday. So that Monday night, we had to figure out something to do. And so we got on Hotels Tonight and found a hotel, $80, and was pet friendly, which was vital because we had our dog Penny with us. And so we ended up getting to stay at the W. And I had actually never thought about this, but if you're looking for a way to find an opportunity to enjoy maybe an extra level of service that you may not be customary to, going onto Hotels Tonight, selecting your price range, selecting your star level, and just kind of seeing where you go is actually a great way to get to have a high-end service experience at a hotel that maybe you wouldn't normally pay full price for, but it could create a learning experience. And so we got really lucky. You know, we selected 5 stars and we got put up at the W Chicago. Now I was so excited when we got this because for the longest time, the W has always been explained to me as, you know, almost like the Ritz-Carlton, like the pinnacle of service. You know, they don't have room service. They have whatever, whenever. And so, of course, like they are all about taking care of you and creating this amazing service experience for you. As soon as we got there, the valet guys were super nice. The doorman, every time we would take Penny for a walk, was super, super nice to her, was really great to us. And they were just like fantastic, like paying attention to details. One of the things that I thought was it was almost funny, but that's because I was paying attention to the service of it, was in the elevators. They had these floor mats. And in the morning, it said, good morning. And then in the afternoon, somebody had swapped it out and it said, good afternoon. And then in the evening, it said, good evening. And I was like, wow, like, it's such a small thing, but it was also kind of cool to see the level of detail that they were willing to go into in terms of, let's swap out the floor mats every 6 hours. That's somebody's job because we have to have the right message there for them. And so because we had the dog, though, we didn't feel that we were really going to be able to take advantage fully of the hotel. You know, we didn't go to the restaurant because I didn't want to leave Penny in the room or do like the spa services. But the 2 things that we did was the valet and then the whatever, whenever service, and had food brought to the room. And so our dinner was nice. The guy that brought it in was really good. And when we did the valet, they didn't give us a ticket. And I was like, man, like that is so cool that like they just know, right? Like, I don't know if that's true or not, but they just know who you are. And so, the morning came around, Tuesday, we're going to check out, and I pick up the phone, I call their service, and a woman answers, and she says, this is whatever, whenever, how may I help you? Like has her 5-star voice on, and is just like pouring on the luxury. And I said, we didn't get a ticket at the valet. I don't know if we needed one. We were going to check out. Absolutely. I'll have your car pulled around for you. When did you need it? I was like, well, we're about to head down there right now. Absolutely. We'll have your car ready when you're downstairs. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is going to be so awesome. And I know that it seems like a small thing, but honestly, when you call for valet and then you have to wait there for valet, like it sort of takes the fun or the extra nicety of valeting your car out of it. And so I'm like, all right, cool. Like, car's going to be ready. Like, we could head down there. Like, 30 seconds later, she calls me back. And I go, hello? And, yes, what was the make and model on your vehicle? It's a Subaru. Illinois plates? Great. Absolutely. Well, hopefully they should be able to find it. Like, her voice completely changed. Hopefully we should be able to find it. Hopefully you should be able to find it? No, like, you will find it. Like, there is no, like, oh, well, we're just going to leave the hotel without our car. These guys parked it somewhere. We'll never see it again. Like, that's not a situation that's going to happen. But it was amazing to me, and the reason that I included it in this is, A, it was kind of funny to me, but B, our dialogue matters. What we say to our clients and to our guests matters to how they receive the message. And if we were thinking about, our recommendations in the salon, well, hopefully this shampoo and conditioner will work. Well, your hair should probably lift. This color will most likely develop. Like, those sort of, like, cutting the edge off of your statement words, they reduce the impact of what you're trying to say. And they undermine everything that you are going to do. And so that's another episode that I'm going to make a note for myself, that dialogue and wordage and verbiage, they truly matter, because if we are trying to make a statement and then we use a probably or a but or anything that is going to then counteract the experience that we were trying to create. She went into such detail. She has her voice trained, she has her dialogue trained. They're flipping the mats in the elevator to give this amazing experience. And then we slip in, well, hopefully we find your car. Yeah, hopefully you do. And then the third story and the final story that I have for you is back to the movers. So you might be able to tell, I don't know that I really had a great experience with these movers. So originally, on that Monday, I had scheduled them for a move out at 10 o'clock. And I did not get a confirmation call, but I knew that we were scheduled for 10. So at 10:20, I called because I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I haven't heard from them. They were supposed to be here at 10. Maybe they're just running late. And so the, I don't know what, dispatcher, I guess, the woman at the moving company, she answers the phone and she says that, oh yeah, we've got you down, but it's between 10 and 11. I was like, oh, now I feel like an idiot, right? Like, I didn't understand that we have a window, which I probably should have, but whatever. I didn't. All right, I'll be patient. I'll wait my turn. Well, they call at 10:55 telling me that they're going to be there at 11:05, which isn't that big of a deal, right? Like, 5 minutes past the window, that's fine. Like, it's not going to destroy anybody's life. But it was just like a little thing. So we got all of our stuff out, and again, they were efficient, they were quick, good to go. Tuesday, we're supposed to be moving in. So I've just checked out of the hotel, had a very good experience there, drive to our new place, I'm ready. We had them scheduled now between 10 and 11. I know the deal. And so I got there a little early. I was there at like 9:30, And I walk into our new house and I'm just enjoying it, getting ready to have, all of the furniture brought in so that we can start unpacking. 10 o'clock rolls by. I'm like, all right, they're coming soon. 10:30, 10:45, 11, 11:15. So at 11:20, I'm like, all right, well, this is not right. So I call dispatcher again, like, oh, yeah, we had you scheduled this morning. She actually gave me a confirmation call Monday night telling me we'll be there between 10 and 11. So on this call, she says, oh, they don't really ever call me unless there's a problem. So I'm sure that they'll be reaching out to you shortly. I'm like, all right, well, shortly it is. So I keep waiting. I got Penny with me. So like we're playing with a ball or something in the new house, running around, trying to get the heat to work because there was no heat when we walked in. But anyway, I'm just kind of killing time, playing on my phone, playing with the dog. And I lost track of time, but I realized it's 1 o'clock. It's 1. You were scheduled between 10 and 11, and it's 1, and you're still, like, no phone call. Nobody has showed up. And so I called again, and I said, what gives? Like, where are these guys? And they finally showed up at 1:30. We got everything unloaded in, like, 2.5 hours, so they were done, somewhere around whatever that is, 4 o'clock-ish. And so then they were good. We finished, we wrapped up, and everything was there. We got all of our stuff. But think about the service aspect of that, like in how that correlates to us running late in the salon. Now, I would imagine that most of us are not running 3.5 hours late for our services. But even if it is, you're going to be 15, 30 minutes late. Like, giving the guest the communication. And I think the communication is vital to the customer having a great experience. And so that is part of service. Communication is part of service. And being consistent with it. Like, I didn't get a confirmation call for our move out Monday, but then I did get a confirmation call for the move in on Tuesday, so that didn't make a lot of sense. And I got a call when they were coming the first day, but then I didn't get a call the second day. And going back to the first story about the movers and the cancellation fee, how are you going to charge me because I had to cancel late, but yet you wasted half of my day and I don't get any refund or money back? And so those are just 3 pieces of the experience that I know that it might sound like I'm ranting, but the point that I'm trying to share is, through your experiences and the services that you get, I think that you're able to take that and create a story and have some inspiration about the type of service that you want to deliver in your business. And so we've got 3 things here, right? We had cancellation fees, we had dialogue, and we had communication. And all 3 of those things are really, really important to creating your salon experience with your guests. So I would love it if I could hear from you, right? What is a service experience that you had recently that was something that, you were then able to coordinate into your salon experience, right? So email me, ben@thehairloftltd.com. Please rate and subscribe this podcast. I'm having fun sharing them. We will be on our schedule, and I will make up the 3 episodes this week. But if you are loving this stuff, please share it with your friends. And until the next one, keep living your successful lifestyle.